Good afternoon. My name is Scott Redler, Chief Strategic Officer at T3Live.com. Welcome to today's recap and look ahead. So, today things kind of better for us. In the last 5 or 6 sessions, we had that huge move in the financials, the materials, the transports, the bios, and tech was kind of on the side, and so was oil. And we were saying that in order for the S&P to make its way back towards highs and get a nice juicy trade in the spiders, we're going to need oil to bounce and tech to bounce, and then also have the strong sectors from the past week kind of hang around. And pretty much all that came together today. So hopefully you're prepared. I've been trying to prepare everyone who listens to this morning show and the recap every day. I've been putting a chart on the S&P cash and spiders every day. Besides, the Red Dog reversal in oil yesterday and some of the other names that get listed in my note. If you don't know what my note is, go to the front of T3Live.com, Redler All Access. It's a note I write every single day. Has all the sectors with if-then type of plays, as well as all the individual names that are on my go-to list for potential cash flow scenarios and trades and swing trades and whatever it is. And to be honest, it's pretty cheap compared to everything else out there. But anyway, let's get right to the recap. You go here. Here's a chart of the S&P cash. We've been talking about this descending channel here that we broke above. The digestion right here above the 8-day, the 21-day, the 50, that 2150. And then today we cleared one of the spots. Okay, so I've been trying to sit in a tier 1, added to a tier 2. Now I'm about tier 1 overnight, and I do think at some point, we're going to be taking out all-time highs, which is only about 10 handles away. Why wouldn't we? We're right friggin' here. Okay, you look at the strong sectors that have already done it. You look at the diamonds. The diamonds took a rest day, which is great. This already cleared its descending channel. This already cleared, all-time highs, and now it held upper support and looks like it's going to go again. The Russell didn't give you much of a pullback, hung in there, talked about upper support. Would upper support hold? And upper support held. This broke the descending channel, got above the 8 and 21 day. Now it's going sideways, and it seems like at some point this is going to continue to the upside, even though it's extended. That's why I said try not to just look for a cute short here. Chances are on the weekly chart this looks higher. A lot of the financials also, none of them really came in. JP Morgan probably flagged. Yes, JP Morgan was an inside day. Still hanging around up here. With more time, perhaps this goes sideways and takes that out. One more bank, Bank of America. So strong. Look at that. Boom. $24 to $26 probably next year. But for now, it's a little parabolic, but can continue. Don't be short these things unless you're going to be real quick. Okay. Today we had a bounce in the Qs. The Qs was something that we made good money on in the morning. I figured, hey, why can't the Qs get back up to this spot? And it wound up going higher than that. Okay, so now we'll see over time, does this repair? All in all, still hung in there. Okay, still above the 200-day. And today was a nice trade. I think a lot of us made good money on the Qs on the VTF because we went after it right away. Okay, and if you look at the 3-minute chart, you had a little bit of time, to get in there, okay, before it actually went. Okay, you had right here, I think a lot of us, I was in a pre-market, and then I added here, and then added here, and then sold some, okay, and then just held. And I think, unfortunately, I got stopped out at the gym. I was at a spin class at lunchtime, but that's fine, Never got back in it, but okay. You know what? I was looking for just an oversold bounce play. I still think this sector has a lot to prove. Where we really made some good money today was in the USO. Okay, this, I should, snag this and give the play-by-play. What is a Red Dog reversal? Okay, oil came in from 52 down to the low 40s. The USOs were near 12, came down to below 10. It went below 974 yesterday. Went to 940. No, actually, where is it? Hold on. Where did it go yesterday? I'm sorry, I'm like kind of blind here. Here, on this day, 956. So that's what? 18 cents below. When it came back above, that's when you get long. Good day trade yesterday. If you held the 3rd, you got paid today. Okay, took back the 8-day. Now maybe it takes back the 21-day. Big gap up. What could ignite a new move? We talk about a big gap up that doesn't get filled on top of a Red Dog reversal. It's pretty good. So we'll see where it goes next. UWTI, which is also something I had overnight. I sold the UWTI because we made like 4 or 5% in it or more. But this too gave you a Red Dog reversal. What's a Red Dog reversal? From 30 down to minus, what was it? Went below 15 yesterday. Okay, this was 16.56 was your pivot. Went to 15.65. Maybe you risked $1. Made good money yesterday. Kept the 3rd. Got paid. Okay, this already took out this area. Chances are, could be here tomorrow. We have an oil number of 430. We'll see what happens. The XLE, something I put on today. This sector, okay, it's been broken for quite some time. You go back here, this is when this trend broke, right? This was your uptrend that broke at the 200-day. It's been below it for a year and a half or so. Now it's back above the 200-day. Now it does look like at some point this gets taken out, hopefully tomorrow. We shall see. But all in all, a little bit more constructive. And third time here. Every other time it got here, it failed hard. So we'll see what happens this time. I think it gets above it, and you could probably see a move to, by year-end 76 or so. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. I am in this overnight. Some of the, new issues perked up. We were looking at NTNX and Twilio and ACIA and all those guys. So ACIA, which was a former leader, okay, doesn't look great, but popped up today, got a little frisky. Okay, maybe it gets above the 21-day, and you could see, a little bit more action here. Okay, I wasn't really focused on this one because of the lockup period and et cetera, et cetera. I was really focused on NTNX. NTNX was something that already made its day one engulfing bar. Then it held here, and then you had a nice buy price through here, and through here, closed strong. So I would think maybe we get a gap up tomorrow to sell, and then that's a great lower level trade. So if that's happening at a lower level, maybe some other things are happening. Twilio, which was a leader well before then, okay? This too, if you were not caught in the craziness, what do I mean by craziness? When it broke here, when it broke trend, then you get a chance to maybe buy a day one. So I did go long this today, and I think, why not get a cash flow trade back to there? We shall see. LN, remember that one from the Nikkei? This has been absolutely annihilated. If you got out on this red dog reversal here, or got out when this trend broke below the 8 and 21-day there, maybe you try a little bit down here. So I tried a little bit. So these are trades you got to do. Okay, if you want to, or not, you don't have to do them, but trades that you have the luxury to do if you got out of these things right. High beta tech, I don't know. We'll see what happens here in Apple. It's got this descending trend line here. It's still viewed as like the China anti-trade trade. Maybe it comes out with some kind of news that they're going to be just fine, and this pops above this and gets a little bit better. All these things look the same. Google and Amazon were pretty strong today, but again, look where they can go. We talked about resistance that it can get to. Well, it got to the 8-day. Maybe you can get another set, but that's the type of trade you're looking for in these things now. That's really it. Good day across the board. The S&P played catch up. I've been sitting in the spiders. You've been seeing that on my disclosures for Redler All Access for 3 days. Today, finally, got a nice move there. Some of the new issues perked up, good lower level moves. Oil, nice catch a bottom yesterday, still in there a little bit. We'll see if the XLE could get some traction. Q's played catch up, was good in the morning. A lot of things going on. Don't just worry about, the president-elect and who he's putting in his cabinet and, where the next riot is. You can't worry about that stuff. You got to worry about your keyboard. You got to worry about your family. You have to worry about what you can control. You can't control Washington. You can't control what's going on. You can only control your attitude and the way you approach things. And if you have a positive attitude, you'll see the opportunities. Have a great night.